Polarized sunglasses are well worth it. Why? All flat surfaces, such as the surface of the water, reflect light and produce glare. Glare is to your eyes as static is to your ears. Polarized lenses eliminate nearly all the glare produced by horizontal surfaces, so the vision is improved. Glare from the water surface will form a wall against your vision, penetrating what's below the surface. Eliminate the glare and you can see below the surface. Of course, how deep you can see below the surface is determined by the clarity of the water. And with that said, let's see if we can go and fool some of these chilly water bass, okay? Where are you going? Get your hand in that cold water. Whoa. Turn around here. Ooh, the bait just fell out. Pretty fat little. Okay, here's one about spinnerbait blades. Bill, I've noticed you fish a lot of willow-bladed spinnerbaits with silver blades. Why silver? Okay, I'll answer that in just a second. But first, let me just say, there are plenty of times when the conditions call for a Colorado or an Indiana blade. And believe me, they both have their place. Spinners on spinnerbaits are important. They not only help hold the bait up in the water column and allow it to swim, but they vibrate and create a tremendous amount of reflection. Willow blades now spin faster than the other two blades mentioned and have less water resistance and can be worked much deeper and at a longer distance with less effort. When they're spinning underwater, bass see an oblong, flashing, three-dimensional shape that looks like a live shiner or shad cruising along. Now, the reason I like silver, most times I prefer that, I say color, is really a finish on these blades, is because they flash so much better. They create a tremendous amount of flash. Silver is much more visible at a greater distance than gold or say the rainbow colors. Alrighty, here's one all fishermen dread. After a front moves through, what factors determine when the fishing will return to normal? Fish, like most critters, crave stability. It makes them feel more secure. So, stable conditions are what cause fish to return to a more predictable routine. After a sudden change in barometric pressure, they detect it by way of their swim bladder has sent fish into a panic mode. They need assurance to return to comfort. Normally, this comes by way of a couple of days of stable weather. Watch that barometer closely. By the way, a slowly rising barometer is best, and a fast falling barometer can be doggone good. An extremely high barometer most often translates to poor fishing. Also note that fish that traditionally remain in deep water are not nearly as affected by such changes as those that relate to shallow water. Oh boy. Where are we going today, my friend? Cold old fish. Whoa, there we go. It's got over a log. Let me come on back here. Slide you over that log. Pretty fish. Easy. Fat. Ta-ta. Oh, look at there. There you got it. Little rascal. Pretty fish. Fat. There it is. Particular equipment we're using 14-pound test Stren Original Clear Blue. It's a fluorescent line. Got it rigged on a 6.5 foot smoke quantum rod and a little 100 series smoke reel. It's a fast action rod. It's got sensitive tip, a tremendous amount of backbone. It's ideal for this type of fishing. Nice fish right there. Where are you gonna go with that thing? You'll make me come all the way back here, aren't you? Tugging, tugging, tugging. Pretty fish. Easy. Now here's a neat question about spinnerbait blades. Can you explain to me why do spinnerbaits have different styles of blades? Well, I'll try. Spinners on these blades are important, and each blade style is designed for a specific purpose and react differently. With lures of this type, you'll find that they're usually manufactured with 3 different shaped blades: the Colorado, the Willow Leaf, and the Indiana. All turn at different angles to the shaft because of their shape. Shape determines blade angle, which determines RPMs. This determines the performance or vibration and action of each blade. The Colorado blade turns at about a 45-degree angle to the shaft. It creates more water resistance for slower revolutions that create a distinct thump. But the 45-degree angle revolution also reduces the amount of flash given off. Nevertheless, they're a good dirty water blade and a low light blade. Now the willow blade falls on the opposite end of the performance spectrum because it revolves at about a 20-degree angle. They produce the most flash but need to move at higher retrieve speeds in order to spin consistently because they have minimum water resistance. And finally, the Indiana blade. It falls somewhere between the Colorado and Willow Leaf in performance, with about a 30-degree blade angle that provides moderate action, flash, and vibration. This one is more of a compromise blade. That's pretty. Put that sun on you too, ain't you? Okay, how about this one? You've already left home for a day of fishing. What one item would you turn around and go back and get, and why that particular item? Oh, I've had to turn around and go back home and get a lot of things I needed for a day of fishing. Heck, I've even had to go back and get my boat that I forgot. Yep, that's right, I forgot my boat. And I forgot my tackle box. And having a very understanding better half, I had to call her one time and ask if she wouldn't mind bringing me my tackle box. She did it, and there's no doubt that she is a real keeper. And if you knew her, you'd probably, agree. But that's just one thing that I would definitely turn around and go back and get if I forgot it. Thinking about another thing, depending on the season, the conditions, and where I was going and what I was fishing for. For example, if it was a hot summer day, when I absolutely had to turn around and go back, I'd have to go back and get my sunscreen, or at least I'd stop and buy some along the way. And that same might be said of something as simple as insect repellent. Now, if it was winter, it might be warm clothes or a rain suit. Overall, I think one of the most common things that people would turn around and go get these days, so as not to leave home without it, is something as simple as their mobile phone. And that's on a trip actually to anywhere, fishing trips included. You know, we really become so addicted to our smartphones, and of course, their apps for anglers are many. But I gotta tell you, my number one thing I'd go back for are my prescription sunglasses. All that said, I can already hear y'all spreading the word. Did y'all know that Bill Nance went fishing one time and forgot his boat? Well, it's true. Look at it. Whoa, baby. Pretty big thing, you. Nice one. You liked that too, didn't you? Yeah, you did. Pretty fish. Gold colored. See you, baby. Well, we started our show today with questions and we ended it that way. And you already know the only stupid question, right? It's the one you forgot to ask. Thanks for being with us, and until next time, catch one from me. And don't forget, ask questions of yourself and others. You're going to be surprised at what you learn. We'll see you.
Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.